I said, my name is Monica Fowler, and your show sucks, and your ratings are shit, and it's going to get canceled.
Welcome back to Bravo Breaking News with Kim and Lisa. So this week, the episode we've all been waiting for, part 1 of Salt Lake City reunion. We got it, guys. And I gotta say, it delivered. It certainly did deliver. I mean, the lies just kept coming as we dig into Monica's past. Plus, Angie K came to play. I have a lot to discuss about Angie, and she's not backing down when it comes to the rumors and nastiness about the husband. She definitely is not. So we have so many hot takes. We're going to get into everything. But before we do, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any Bravo breaking news. Okay, so we got a lot during part 1, but a lot of the things that stood out to me were, of course, about Monica. We learned a little bit more about her past with Jen Shah, which has been a big question she didn't really answer this season. So it turns out that she did become Jen's assistant, but she wasn't getting paid for the work, which is like the first red flag right there. I mean, I just took that as Jen is somebody that, pretends to have a lot of money. She, from the outside lives a very lavish, wealthy lifestyle. Whereas Monica is, for lack of a better term, like maybe not suffering, but she lives in a smaller home. She has 4 children to take care of. She's divorced. So I don't know why she would take a job that didn't pay. It's almost like she was an intern. But she compared it basically to being Kim Kardashian as Paris Hilton's assistant, which I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts about that. And then she also shares, she's basically like, no, I didn't do it to be on the show. No, I didn't do it to be on the show. She definitely did it to be on the show, don't you think?
Yes, 100%. I also saw something that her husband, the way she met Jen Shah, was that her husband was called to their house to do some handyman jobs. And she went with him and she met Jen. So right away, that's telling me like she saw an opportunity. I mean, I don't know if that's the truth or not, but I don't know why someone would make that up. And then, yeah, she says we were friends and I just started helping her out. I would go to the grocery store for her. And I just think this is so odd. Is she saying that she didn't get paid because maybe she was getting paid under the table? Like, was she just getting cash? Does she not want to be involved in, getting money from a woman who was earning money off of fraudulent activities? I don't know. I feel like there's something there because there's no way that she just out of the goodness of her heart was, running errands all over town for Jen and being abused in her own words, emotionally abused. So I don't know. The math is not mathing for me. Then we get we hear her say, I got on the show because I just emailed casting. And Andy was like, well, what'd you say? And she said, I said, your show sucks. It's going to get canceled. And if you don't change things, like no one's going to watch you anymore. And Andy looks so confused. And then they bring up the actual email from casting. They went digging through their Outlook, finding an email from Monica Fowler. And it's basically like, hey, girl, hey, you really need a spicy Latina on your show. I'm your girl. And so it was just night and day from what she was saying to what was actually sent.
Oh my gosh, I know. I mean, production with the receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots. I mean, will that ever get old to say? I don't think so. I'm not tired of it yet. But they came in with the receipts. She did not say any of that, which is just another lie that has come out of Monica's mouth. So the fact that you think that she may be lying about not getting paid, I didn't even really think about that, but you're probably right. I don't think we can believe anything that comes out of her mouth because so far it has all been a lie. And let's just talk about the $60,000 or $58,000 that Lisa Barlow clarified ring, because they get into the rumors about the ring. And of course, the rumors are that Monica stole it, which I'm pretty sure started on Dumois. I think that was a blind that came out maybe a few months ago, like after the episode aired. And when that came out, we didn't know the full extent of Monica's history. We didn't know about Reality Von Teese. We did not know about all of this.
But since that came out, I think people are taking a second look at it and being like, you know what? This might make sense. And even though everybody on the couches is like, no, we don't think she stole it. We don't think she stole it. Or they're kind of like beating around the bush. I think that there are at least a few cast members who think that might have happened. I think Lisa Barlow is probably one of them. And I don't know. I wouldn't put it past Monica. I don't think we know her like we thought we did. I think that she is a completely different person that she's been perceived this season on TV. I think that we have yet to meet the real Monica, and the real Monica might be capable of this. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I'm totally with you. When that first happened, I thought there's no way, she would do that. But after seeing kind of what she's capable of, I mean, she's kind of a con artist. And so I would not put it past her. I'm not saying she did do it, but I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility that she did. And she kind of said, you guys didn't come to my defense on social media. And Heather and Lisa were kind of like, because we didn't know where we stood. They kind of said it without saying that they kind of think that she did take that ring. And I thought it was interesting. She said, I don't have your ring. And it's like, well, not anymore. I mean, if she took it, I'm sure she pawned it by now. But I'm with you. I think the trouble where Monica gets herself into is she's lied about so many things that now we can't believe anything. So, and that's, she's made her bed. She's got to lie in it, pun intended.
Yes, she certainly does. I certainly don't believe anything she says. I mean, and it's all these she's like, that's not true entirely. You know what I mean? It's like there's always some sort of disclaimer or excuse or the lying by omission. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not lying technically, but there's always something, that she's using, kind of beating around the bush when, yes, you're lying, but there's some excuse or disclaimer to follow. I think that's her formula, as Heather would say.
Yeah, totally. And by the way, did you see that Heather Gay, her quote has made it to the halls of Congress?
It has.
Oh my God, it made me so happy. There's video of a representative from California saying, we have the receipts, the proof, the timeline, the screenshots, everything that proves that Donald Trump was receiving money. Oh my God. I couldn't get over the fact that someone in Congress is quoting Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. It just made me laugh.
I mean, bitch, we're worldwide. I mean, Bravo is everything. And I mean, we got the Golden Globes, Jennifer Lawrence mentioning it on the red carpet was huge. I mean, this is everything. I mean, Salt Lake City is everything. Heather needs to win an award in some way, shape, or form.
Should we get into the Monica, Angie, Meredith of it all? Because a lot around that situation. So basically, Angie watched the season back and she had some revelations that, it wasn't really Meredith that was bringing these rumors to air about Sean, the rumors and the nastiness about her husband. Sure, Meredith said those words, but she didn't actually say anything. Monica was the one who put it out in the universe that Sean, hooks up with men around town. And so Angie was going after Meredith during the season, but now she's realizing it was really Monica all along. And so it's just interesting watching this play out.
It really is, but I do have to say that it was so funny when Meredith brought out the screenshots, brought out the receipts, recited her iconic Palm Springs monologue, only to say, I wasn't talking about her marriage, when she says there's rumors about the husband that she's not going to bring up. I mean, Andy was right. That definitely implied that something was up with Angie's marriage. Yes, I mean, the origin of it definitely came from Monica. Of course, she's the pot stirrer. But Meredith does tend to, even though I'm a Meredith stan this season, she does tend to, throw something into the fire and walk away. So she did play a small part in it. And I don't think Angie is
also, I mean, Meredith's an attorney, right? So she's careful with her words. Who knows?
she might have been talking about another rumor that was completely different about Sean. It could have to do with his business dealings or something. It may not have had anything to do with, his sexuality or his marriage. And I think that's what Meredith is saying. I didn't go there,
Okay. All right. I always forget that Meredith is an attorney because it is literally never brought up on the show. Like, obviously, she's not a practicing attorney. I guess she's just like a jewelry designer now. But little fun fact in case you guys forgot, because I did.
Okay, so then we get to, Meredith kind of saying, well, Angie, like, you came after me. You were talking shit. And she reads again, Meredith with the receipts. She reads this list of insults that Angie had hurled at her throughout the season. The one that stood out the most, which I don't even remember hearing during the season, but she said, you called me a trampoline with eyes. What does that even mean? And Angie immediately goes, that was a compliment, by the way.
That was a compliment. That was a compliment. It means your skin's really tight. It doesn't mean you're wrinkly, so you should take it as a compliment. And then cut to Andy literally looking in the camera being like, okay. But I loved it. I thought Angie brought it at this reunion. When Monica called her a bench-warming bitch, I took personal offense to that because I have been an Angie K stan since the beginning. She brought it last season, in my opinion. I know it was kind of a slow start with her this season, but I thought she delivered, and she delivered at the reunion because we end with the feud between her and Monica. She shifts her, anger from Meredith to Monica, and she is going full force on Monica. She's like, it was really your fault. None of these rumors ever came out until this rat came out of the sewer, and she just goes for the jugular. Monica is basically, denying being, the one to start all of this. And Angie just goes so hard. She has such good one-liners. She's like, you park your Range Rover in a carport. You spent your kids' money on a fucking purse. Like, you are so not setting a good example for your daughters. And none of it is wrong. Like, no lies detected. Like, Angie K, like, ending on that cliffhanger was so epic. And I don't know. I'm team Angie through and through. What about you?
You can see that Monica gets activated when Angie throws out that line about she should be spending her money on her kids and not a designer purse. Oh my God. I don't think we've ever seen Monica's face look like that. Like, she is pissed. So I cannot wait to see how part 2 opens because they're going to pick right back up with that argument. Yeah, I mean, of course I'm on Angie's side. Listen, Angie has not been my favorite, but I will say in the back half of this season, I really did start to like her. And I think she's definitely bringing it. And so, let's see where it goes.
I'm so excited. Part 2 is going to deliver even more. And we get Mary Cosby on the couches, which is always entertaining. You never know what's going to come out of her mouth. So we're here, guys. We're going to be covering the reunions just because it's our duty as Bravo fans. Even though we have not recapped the entire rest of the season, this reunion is a moment in history. So we will be back next week to mention it all.
Bye, everyone.